Okay, so problem is that I want to talk about and I'm feeling overwhelmed over it is uh, I'm kind of going through a phase right now where uh, I have really great expectations from myself. I want to do this thing good. I want to do that thing good. I want to get uh, a really high salaried package. My skin should look this way. My body should look this way. My hands shouldn't be scratchy and all white when I do this. So this shouldn't be happening. I should be healthy. So there are a lot of expectations, and I am in the last year of my college studies, and I'm just thinking I want to fly over that nest. I know that's a right thing to do. I know I should take the responsibility, but I am not confident enough to take that responsibility of myself and go out in the world, and I don't know how to deal with it. I have to deal with it. It's not gonna go otherwise. And But I just don't know how to deal with it. So the basic norm that I have figured out, like I want to make some things constant in my life, some quality routine in my life, which will help me in overall every other processes that's going around. Maybe a good exercise, good sleep, and healthy eating. Those three are healthy eating. I have got it. Exercise, I say I got it like 60 to 70%. Sleep, I'm struggling with it yet. Like that's a big kind of trouble. And then there is this next part which is also really important, and I haven't felt the importance of it. Like I know that thing is important, but I haven't felt the importance of that in my life yet, and that is learning part, like doing something meaningful, learning something meaningful, doing something new, that part. And I don't understand if a lot of people also understand it, like how important learning something new and doing something, okay, not even learning but doing something that is meaningful to you, how important that is for you to stay safe from your own demons. And I'm trying to find that meaning. Now I came across resources which tells me that meaning is something that you can find through responsibilities. And I have also, like scientifically also, I came across this point, and then spiritually, like all mythological stories all about that. Go and get adventure, take responsibility and do it. And now, as a person who never have believed and done something that starts from small and then builds up, I never have done that. I have always do things about crazy things. I never think about things, one, let's put one piece in front of other, let's put that. I have never worked like that in my entire life. And anytime if something happens, thing comes to me like, okay, what's the craziest thing that I can do that will make it out of normal? That is the first thought that come to me every time. I don't know how I am gonna take responsibility that I want to when that is so big. That is real trouble, because I know that this thing will kill me, and not like kill me, but it will be the thing that will not be solved even if I worked every second of my life fully potentially focused over it, it won't be solved because I'm when I go across the data, I see it is that hard. And so I have built up this wall and this shield that is telling me not to take even the small part that I'm capable of and that I should take. Okay. This is so fucked up. I should have taken that, but I am not taking it. Okay, so what is that thing? Okay, let's go and rewind 2 years back, or not even just 2 years back. This is the feeling that every child have felt when they were in the high school, pre-college, college. They don't have any value about their life. They have good routine in the school, they are learning something, but it's not giving them any primitive meaning or value into their life. I was lucky kid here because I loved the subject. I was almost in the top 5 people who were in the class. I wasn't in the social media era of the school, and I wasn't aware of the evil of the world, and I was naive. And sometimes when you are naive, uh, sometimes when you're naive, everything just looks good. So I was that student in the school. But if I had this consciousness when I was in school, I would also be terrified. And the one good thing happened because of internet is we got that consciousness. We got, like, people are so smarter. The younger folks than me, they're so smart. They have such a resilient and all those things because they're dealing with something that frankly I couldn't have deal with. So they have that, but they have to deal with the problem. And the main objective problem is to understand basics and fundamentals of life, basics of who you are. And this feels so stupid because I don't think, maybe 20% of time I think I have that confidence that I can solve that problem, but 80% of the time I don't think myself that I have that confidence to solve it, or even I don't have the thing in me that can explain someone else what that basic and fundamentals of life is. Dude, come on, I'm 20, and yeah, I have to maybe look up. Yeah, how crazy is that? This is the most honest conversation I'm having, but there is this still comparison filter somewhere in my brain that is comparing this right now to my future. Oh my god, when you do something good in the future, or maybe you do something good in the future, this gonna be real mirch masala chart for someone to enjoy. This is just so horrible. Come on. It's so fucked up. So I want to do this. I want to take that responsibility. I just don't know how I'm gonna do that, and I don't trust myself to do that. So these are the fundamental points that I should know, and my goal for turning this camera on and recording myself, because I am in this state of hyper emotional excitement and confusion, overwhelmed and bewildered. And I think that always lead to some kind of eureka, and I'm trying to get that eureka. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm talking about this, and that's going away in some sense. Like the pain for, so okay, pain for those kids which I am also the kid, because I haven't done anything. Like, don't under, don't undersell yourself, buddy. You've done great things. Please don't do that. Please, okay? We're not doing that right now. But I have to trust myself, and I have to focus on the uh, I have to break this big picture into smaller part, and I have to focus on it. Both of the things are the will be the hardest things that I'll do, but that will be my hero's journey, and I want to find my hero journey. Obviously, if I don't want to go crazy and go and be bitter and resentful over my life, so I have to go and trade it somewhere. But I just see the problem that I want to solve, and that is, which is, maybe I am still naive enough to see only that problem and that goal, and I cannot see the middle steps between those, and maybe that's my problem. But it's a fucked up problem, and I don't exactly understand it. I also know that this is the kind of problem where you can go and help on the individual level, like and still the zero sum game will be positive if you even help on the smaller level. Like, if this is a problem of mental health, if this is a problem of the students, kids, folks are not understanding their brain and mind, if that's a problem, and if that's a problem that I want to solve and make it better, dude, okay, I am also perfecting it, but I'm thinking I'm getting good at it, maybe in some sense 50%, 60% of sense, and that's why I want to do that. And maybe why I want to do that right now, like if we were talking about the problem, okay, no, don't question you right now. Questioning your part is afterwards, okay? So yeah, so everyone is facing that, and even if I could help only 10 of those, only hundreds of those, only one of those, it will be positive over that zero sum game. It will be positive on a positive side, and I know it, and I still cannot able to put the hard work that I want to put into it, and just get people around me aware of it, because dude, they're not. Maybe we haven't talked about it. And another common problem that I face here is, if everyone is facing that problem, if everyone is fucked up and fucking up over it, why aren't we talking about it? Okay, so my hypothesis to this is uh, the seriousness around life overall versus death has gone down, really, like, have really went into the hell, like down in the bottom of the ocean, because there are so much basic needs that are accomplished and fulfilled. Like, for example, I don't know, death, just let's do this simple poll and survey, where from the ages of 18 to 21 people, let's try and find out how many people have literally seen the death in their real life. Like, how many people have experienced the person die, or something like that, the ultimate experience of mortality. And I think I want to do this test if I want to be exact, accurate about the numbers. But I think, probabilistically and just by the logical sense, which can be right because I don't have a data, the number of those real, true, terrible, morbid events of life that they exist, we don't have good look at those events in early time of our life, like 20 years, 24 years, if you did the survey on thousands of people, what do you get out of it? I think you should get something good out of it. But I do really want to know that by fact. And because your life seems so, first of all, the basic idea of man's search for meaning is we don't want to face we are mortal, and facing we are mortal, and we have that limitation, and that bomb is ticking and it will go off in any second. It's just not there. It's so not there, and you haven't experienced it. So the best way that you encounter deaths is in the entertainment aspect of it. Now, I am the person who thinks, who believes entertainment is also real, and I'm the person who sits and take notes into it, so it's kind of serious for me. But for every other person and every other mind, that is the most fun part of their life, the death, and you get introduced to the death, concepts of death, concepts of criminality through that entertainment arena. Like, there is this real content, but you can't observe it, and you have to go to these people who have obviously worked their ass off on it. But there is that element of entertainment, and there is that entertainment of story into it, and maybe it's just not that serious to people. Like, I also can understand that the folks around me, okay, I'm not picking you up, but the folks around me who are 7 and 8, they are talking about these online games in which they kill the person, shot the person over the head. Do they really realize how deep it is to go and shot someone over head and like kill them? Do you know? And okay, how weird that is on the plane of your, like, how easy it is to just say I killed that, and how deep it is, the value of a single life itself. And frankly, we don't understand that. We don't get that. That's the trouble. That's kind of trouble, I think. But yeah, that's one of the trouble thing. And yeah, so stand up straight and shoulder back. That's the first rule, right? In some sense. Yeah, so that's the first rule. I went through it yesterday. It kind of blew my mind that, and I know because I do rate myself low when I am unproductive, and how fundamentally cruel or weird or bad it is that being bored or being unproductive, it's not something that you should think of at your age of 15, 16. Okay, 12, I think 15, 16 might be too much. But being bored is something that you do when you're old and you're about to die, maybe. And if you haven't lived your life really amazingly, then you can't think of that. But what, like, if 10 years old person is thinking, I'm goddamn bored, how terrible the person's life should be that at that age, at that moment, they have lost their curiosity. Like, if you are curious about, if you're in awe of something, you will not be bored. No, that's not wrong, dude. You are in awe of so many things, and still you go and be bored and watch web series for, I don't know, multiple amount of hours. So how about that? Yeah, how about that? But being bored is something that you should feel at the age of 10. Come on, it's too early to be feeling bored and unproductive and having that burden over yourself, I think. That's bad. So yeah, the goal is, I'm reading about this incredible people, and they are giving a light tilt to my life, and I want to do that to brother and sister of mine who are in high school, colleges, and just are joining for a job because life is fucked up, because life is and always gonna be that, but no one teaches you that, and blah blah, all reasons. That's why I want to do something like that to them. So that's the goal, that's the responsibility that I want to take on, and I want to go through it. That will be the part of my hero's journey and the obstacles from it. But again, at some point my brain thinks, dude, that's too big, and yeah, you have no way of doing it, achieving it, because you're not focused, you're lazy. Okay, you're not lazy. First of all, let's talk about the good qualities of you too, please. I don't want to do that. You gotta do that, because you have to trust yourself to do that. And the craziest part is, I just sat through a documentary of how mental health is biggest problem for kids, and I sympathize with them, but still there is a part of me, part of my brain that thinks, yeah, but do I have to do something for it? Like, it's happening to them, right? Maybe it's not gonna be me, it's not happening to me. Why do I need to bother? Let's just binge another web series that you watched one more time. It will be much lazy. And I want to punch myself for saying that, because it's not true. The fact base is not true. It's lazy. Its brain don't have to work, and it will get much easier reward on the lazy path than on this hard work path. But that reward will be so much of a worth something, but I am still hesitating to take those first steps, and I don't know how to tackle that, and that's driving me crazy. I've not applied for a single job, internship, and that's a big deal for me, considering my mom is screaming to me, like, go and do something over that scale. She's fucking... And I'm not doing that. And it's making me more... it's making me more anxious. And it is making me ask my teeth are white. How they got white? They are generally yellow. Yeah, look, that's how my mind works. I just noticed my teeth, and I was like, okay, how can I make it weird, and how can I make it that someone never do it, and I want to do it, and that's what I did. That's the best quality of you. You don't let that go. Yeah, okay. I want to trust myself and break these things down. Big picture, break it down into small part, break it down into small steps, do a financial analysis over it of what you need, what you can do, and what you can do. I'm pretty sure you can launch from start to end of your website content without a penny, and you know that. Yeah, you do know that. Apply for one more GitHub Student Developer Pack, you will get all the things to it. You can do that. You know that. I still don't trust myself that I can. Okay, so make yourself see the picture and take that. I don't want to take that responsibility in the short term, but I really want to solve that in the long term. So play the long-term game, solve that in the long term, and breathe through every moment like that long-term matters than this one, which is another fucking hard job. I don't know when to stop. And like, now I was having that whole fluctuating, over pumping, thumping emotional energy of frustration that I got when I first of all watched the documentary of that, what was its name, social media danger documentary, by some channel called Bark, yeah, that channel. That emotions are gone. I had those same emotion yesterday when I was reading a 12 Rules of Life. When I slept, those were gone, and now I'm at this neutral position where my mind can easily say, I am so over it that it might happen, and there is a real possibility and probability of that happening, that after half an hour of this passionate talk about how I want to do that thing and want to help folks and be responsible for it, I will go and watch something new, because it's just better. And it's not just I'm into web series and I will watch it. It is same thing for everyone. Someone would like to just go and scroll through Instagram. Someone like just want to go and scroll through Facebook and blah 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 blah. I don't know how I'm gonna keep it constant and how I'm gonna constantly remind myself that, bitch, you exist, but world is bigger than you and have some goddamn goal above your sight and bigger than you, which will help you find a meaning and will help you happy, not happy, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. But I want to get that for me, that I can do that. And that's the goal that I want in my life. Money, it will come because I know him really, not really, but I know that it will come. I want to do this. Let's break it down. Let's be there for ourselves. Like fucking for, let's say, 100 hours, 200 hours, 500 hours. Work on this and let's see where it gets us. 500 hours. How many days those are? Calculate that. Go through it. Cut everything off. And it means maybe not even lo-fi or chanting mantras, but only you, yourself. And that feeling that you get when you know you are onto something. And if you do it, you are gonna be fucking good. You know that. Give it time. Trust yourself. And I'm telling this to myself, but I don't think I can do it yet. But I want to do it. Let's do it. Let's focus on the individuality and burn the castles that we want to burn in our brain. That's it. Let's do that, and then I'll talk. Maybe I'll write. If I'm feeling tired, I'll talk. Yes. Life is great. I'm grateful. Now, I'm feeling lucky that I have that realization. I'm 20. Hey, life, what I want now. That life is great. Realization is done, but now I want the realization, feeling, and experience of, okay, maybe I should do something good in the world. Maybe I should take responsibility. It's not happening. I know it, but it's not happening, And there is a difference between the things that you know as a fact and things that you do, action. I'm not finding that segue yet and hoping to find that. That's it for that. I'll stop now because it's been too much. I'll not go listen to it back again and again and try to understand and find where I can improve myself. But